This was a great week for the football fans because we had Champions League back. We saw some great matches, some surprising results. Today's Thursday, so obviously the Europa League is back. Red Star Belgrade is in action against AC Milan. So it's only right that I do a little preview of the keys for Red Star going into this match. So AC Milan came out maybe a week and a half ago, and they said that their absolute priority was the Serie A, the Scudetto, as they say. Um, but some of that's changed since then. I think their loss to Spezia was a bit shocking since Spezia is somewhere 17th, I believe, in the standings. And a 2-0 loss was kind of sent shockwaves, I think, throughout the AC Milan. And I think they're starting to take this match against Red Star in the round of 32 very serious because they don't want to get into a rut right now. They don't want to lose 2 or 3 matches in a row because they're doing very well in the Serie A. And after the match against Red Star, and on my podcast yesterday, I said that their next match is against Roma. Their next match is actually Derby against Inter Milan. Then they have Red Star and then Roma. So it's 3, 4 matches that are going to be very difficult for them. Obviously, they want to win the Europa League. They're in the tournament still. They want to win it. They finished first in their group. Now they're off to the round of 32. So the rumors kind of circulated just prior to the match about a week ago that a bunch of players weren't going to play. Like Donnarumma wasn't going to play. Ibrahimovic wasn't going to play. Hernandez wasn't going to play. Benacer wasn't going to play. Mandzukic was going to be up top. And Tonali was going to be given a chance. So now, since the loss to Spezia, it's kind of changed a little bit, and Milan has come with their best team. So I fully expect them to field. They're still going to rest some players, but they're going to field a very strong team. So my first key to the match is don't concede in the first 15 to 20 minutes. As we know, when you go in as an underdog, there's really no pressure on you, but the opposition is going to give you everything they have from minute one. So what comes with not conceding early? Don't give up stupid fouls in or outside the box. In other words, no penalties. Don't concede fouls from 20, 25 yards out where, guys like Çalhanoğlu, even though I don't think he's going to start today, but you're giving a lot of other guys a chance, from free kicks to score, and you don't want to give him any chances. Mandzukic is very good in the air, so you don't want to give him any chances of scoring early in this match. Keep the corners to a minimum. Red Star is 5th in corners conceded. So a lot of this has to do with their backline being very conservative and kind of playing the ball out if they feel that they are being under pressure. So they don't hesitate to clear the ball out, whether it's to touch or for a corner kick, if they do feel pressure coming on, especially Milutinovic. Milutinovic is someone who does that quite a bit. If he's under pressure, he's just going to get it out of there, whether that's a corner, a throw-in, or if it's going to be down the field. He's going to get the ball out. Like I said, if you're not sure, get the ball out. You'd rather get it onto Milan's half and then, conceding possession than to mess around with it, give it back to the goalie and have him clear it out, and, the ball ends up in Milan's possession, and now they break out on a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2, and they have a really good chance at scoring. Very important to frustrate AC Milan. So the longer that the match goes on, maybe not so much in the first leg, but the longer the match goes on, the more pressure that AC Milan will feel that they need to score. And this sometimes causes, for the opposition to pick up stupid fouls, stupid cards. If they're already on a yellow, they ultimately pick up a second yellow, and now they're down to 10 men. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. Maybe not so much in the first leg, but I think the second leg for sure, depending on what the score is at the end of the first match, it's something to keep in the back of your mind. The second thing I want to mention, the second key is don't pick up cards early on. Milutinovic is excellent in the air, but he has a knack of using his elbows to kind of protection, and he picks up a ton of yellow cards. I would say almost, if I had to guess, somewhere between 70-75% of his yellow cards are him using his elbow in the air. And we saw that against Copenhagen a few years back, where he picked up 2 yellows, and Red Star was down to 10 men. Luckily, we were able to get through the match. But it's stuff like that you can't do in matches like this. A lot is at stake, and you don't want to create those stupid chances or stupid mistakes and give AC Milan the upper hand as if they already need it. fourth most yellow cards picked up by Red Star. And this goes back to Milunovic and Seydou Sanogo, someone I haven't mentioned yet. He picks up a ton of yellow cards. He has something like, I believe, 9 in 22 matches played. So that's almost a yellow card every 2 matches. He's going to need to keep it under control today and for the next leg, obviously. Like I said, picks up a ton of yellows. Milunovic picks up a ton of yellows. Kanga is another player. It's very easy to get under his skin, and we saw that against Ludogorets a number of years back when he picked up, I think it was his second yellow at halftime. So literally the match went, it was halftime and he picked up a second yellow. He had a confrontation with one of the Ludogorets players and he picked up his second yellow. So you can't have that happen. Like, that's the last thing you want, and that's when the discipline comes in. And this is sometimes that even the coaching staff can't really take care of, because some players are just wired like that. Like, they come into matches like this and they're ready, and the intensity is there and everything, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you. So Red Star is second in fouls committed, but they're also 5th most suffered. And a lot of this credit goes to Falcinelli, who can hold the ball up, and he does get fouled quite a bit. The third and final, there's plenty of keys to the game, but the third and final key I would say is make good on your chances. So when transitioning into offense, make sure the ball gets to your best playmakers. So guys like Ivanic and Ben are going to have a lot on their plates. Falco probably isn't going to start, so it's going to be up to Ivanic and Ben to kind of organize everything. You do have Kanga. Apparently it's going to be a 3-4-2-1 formation, so you do have Kanga and Sanogo as the holding midfielders, so to say. I don't really like that too much, because as I mentioned, there are 2 players who do pick up yellows, and it's very easy to get under their skin, and they play very important positions in terms of defending and starting the play up. So I don't know if I like that too much. It's just a rumored starting lineup, so we don't know if it's true 100%, but it looks like that's what it's going to be. So that's something to keep an eye on. Milan is 20th in fouls committed, and I believe that there's 48 teams, so they're a bit under, somewhere near half, so to say. 5th most fouls suffered for Red Star. As I said, this is very important, especially in the final third, where you can threaten AC Milan from your set pieces. Something that Stankovic does extremely well is the set pieces. Match against Ghent, both goals were scored from corner kicks. So it's very important that all the set pieces that you have in Milan's final third, that you get something out of it, that you create some sort of chance going forward. You got to test the back line. They can have the best back line in football. You have to test the back line. And that's when Falcinelli, and that's where Ben, and that's when Ivanic come into play. Ben has been outstanding since his tenure in Red Star, with goals scored and assists in Champions League, Europa League, whether it's qualifying or the actual tournament. He's had a very good track record of scoring and assisting. So that's something to keep an eye on. He's going to be one of the main focal points going forward in setting up Falcinelli. Get Falcao and Falcinelli involved early. Well, Falco isn't going to start, so when he comes on, try to get him involved early. Falcinelli, you have to get involved early because he hasn't scored a lot in the Europa League, so you want to give him the ball, get him a feel for the game. He's also playing against his own nation, or a team from his nation, and a lot of stuff is being said in the papers, and they're ready and they're hungry because they feel like they really haven't been given a chance in the Serie A. So this is kind of their time to prove the critics wrong. Again, like Sanogo and Kanga, it's very important not to get away from what you do very well and try to do way too much. Okay, so like I said, Falcinelli's excellent at almost everything, except he's had issues scoring this season. So hold up play is outstanding. He gets his teammates involved. He does a lot of dirty work for a striker. Only thing he needs is a goal under his belt to kind of get his mojo going to really play at his best football. And then just test the keeper. I mean, if you see a shot, and I know a lot of guys on this Red Star team aren't afraid to shoot from 20-25 yards out. Take the shot, test the keeper, get a shot on net. You never know, weather conditions could play a part. I don't know what the weather is like in Serbia right now, but weather conditions could play a part. Goalies, the best in the world, bobble the ball. Corner kicks happen. All sorts of stuff can happen. And most important part is, this team is very experienced. There's a lot of players on this Red Star team who have been on the team for a number of years. So guys like Degenek, guys like Borjan, Kanga's been here 2 different times, so he knows what it's like. Like, there's no more pressure. This is just go out, enjoy yourself, have fun, but also try to win the match, try to get the best result possible. Seeing as Milan isn't going to play their best lineup, result here, a good result would be very good for Red Star if that even makes sense. A 0-0 result, if I had to pick one, obviously I want Red Star to win, but a 0-0 is very good because now you go to Milan and you score 1 goal and all of a sudden Milan has to score 2 because of the away goals. 2-1 for Milan doesn't really work because you got to go over there and then you got to score twice. 1-1, the Milan would be going home with away goals and they know how to defend. Very important that you cut off everything that Benacer does, because he's the main focal point. He's the guy where the attacks start from, and he's the guy that kind of puts an end to the opposition's attacks. One thing that I'll point out is not having Alexander Katai here is, I guess, a little bit of a handicap for Red Star since he has been the best player, and it just sucks that he can't play in this match due to health reasons. But he would be the main focal point if he was healthy. Everything runs through him offensively. So it's too bad that he's not here. So below, let me know what you guys think the scoreline would look like, goal scorers, anything like that, really.